Joseon CSI, The Last Voice of the Dead. Chapter 1. No death is truly silent. There's a saying in criminal investigation: the dead can't speak. But in Joseon, Korea, investigators believed the exact opposite. They believed that even in death, the body always leaves a message. It's the 18th century, a small town not far from the capital. Early morning, a man is found dead in his room. No wounds, no blood. His body looks peaceful, as if he simply went to sleep and never woke up. The villagers whisper, "This must be a ghost. No human could die like that." Fear spreads fast. But when the local magistrate arrives, he doesn't talk about spirits. He doesn't bring knives. He doesn't cut the body. Instead, he opens a small cloth bundle. Inside are three things: a silver hairpin, a bottle of vinegar, and sheets of traditional paper. Joseon was a Confucian society. Damaging the body was considered a serious sin. Dissection was almost unthinkable, and yet, this society refused to accept an unjust death. So they developed a system, a way to investigate death, without cutting the body open. They called it jeomhyam, post-mortem examination. The magistrate sits beside the corpse and quietly says, "You may be silent now, but your body will speak." And just like that, this stops being a ghost story. This becomes a criminal investigation. This is Joseon-era CSI. Chapter 2. The locked room death of a rich man. The dead man was wealthy, a successful merchant, respected, but also known for his greed. He slept alone that night. No forced entry, no struggle. Doctors were ready to call it a sudden heart failure. Case closed. But the magistrate hesitates. He looks at the man's mouth. In Joseon funerals, rice or beads were placed in the mouth to guide the soul. But instead of rice, the magistrate takes out a silver hairpin. He places it gently inside the mouth. They wait. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the silver begins to darken. The room goes silent. Poison, the magistrate says. Silver reacts to arsenic. Joseon investigators knew this. But here's the problem. The food was clean. The alcohol was clean. So how was the poison delivered? The magistrate scans the room again. The blanket, the pillow, and then a thin sheet of paper found near the man's face. He drops vinegar onto it. A faint reaction appears. The truth becomes clear. The killer coated the paper with poison, placed it over the victim's face while he slept. Suffocation, inhalation, no sound, no resistance. The murderer wasn't a stranger. It was someone inside the house. Someone close. This wasn't supernatural. It was human greed, executed with chilling precision. Chapter 3. The Forensic Tools of Joseon. Joseon investigators had no laboratories, no microscopes, no chemical databases. What they had was observation, experience, and an almost obsessive attention to detail. First tool: silver hairpins, not jewelry, but poison detectors. Second, vinegar and fermented alcohol residue. When applied to skin, hidden bruises rise to the surface. Injuries from before death look different from damage after death. Joseon records describe this clearly. Third, green onions and salt. They were used to clean wounds, making blood patterns sharper, fixing the evidence in place. And then there was something truly remarkable. Banchol. Investigators placed paper over the body and rubbed charcoal on top, transferring the exact shape of wounds. A death imprint, surprisingly similar to modern forensic mapping. They even drew detailed diagrams. These were not guesses, they were visual records. The dead were silent, but their bodies left blueprints. Chapter 4. 3 exams before judgment. In Joseon, no single investigator had absolute authority. The system was designed to distrust individual judgment. It was called the 3 examinations. First exam, the local magistrate. Second exam, a magistrate from a neighboring district. Third exam, the provincial governor. All 3 had to agree. If their conclusions differed, the investigation started over. And here's the twist: if a later exam overturned an earlier one, the previous investigator could lose his job. Or worse. This created pressure, but it also created accuracy. Investigators didn't compete for speed. They competed for truth. Politics existed, egos existed, but evidence mattered more, because a single mistake could destroy your career, or cost someone their life. Chapter 5. Mu won a society that feared injustice. Joseon had one guiding principle. Mu won. No wrongful death, no unjust conviction. The dead could not testify. So investigators listened to the body. Skin color, wound shapes, silver reactions, paper traces. Each detail became a sentence. Together, they formed a voice. This is how I died. 200 years ago, this system already existed, not because of technology, but because of philosophy. Science is a tool, justice is an attitude, and long before modern forensics, Joseon understood that. The dead may be silent, but truth has always found a way to speak.